I'm a very simple person. I see a butler. His name's Sebastian. I click. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is a whole new game I am playing called Ikemen Vampire Temptation in the Dark. Now, I am a complete whore for vampire games and also vampire anime. I completely loved Hellsing Ultimate, Seraph of the End, Dance in the Vampire Bud, Blood Lad, and of course, the one and only Vampire Knight. PS0 will always be there.
Interesting. Come on then, vampires. Go ahead, I'm in a bad mood anyway.
Zero! Eyes with a blood-colored luster. Fangs protruding obscenely from his lips.
Before I forget what I'm doing, let's continue. This is my first time playing Ikemen Vampire, so let's get into the video. Paris, France, modern day. The Musée de l'Oeuvre. Yeah, okay. Sparkling with dappled light reflected from Peace Pyramid was breathtaking. The museum itself is a work of art. I was a travel agent from Tokyo and a travel blogger on the side. I love to travel. The food, the languages, the architecture. Paris has been my dream trip, and how could I miss seeing the Louvre? The Louvre, that's what it is. Thank you, Miraculous Ladybug. Making me all educated. I gave my traveling companion and mascot, Mousette, a wing fuzzball dangling from my purse, a little tug, and joined the queue. The Dion wing containing Jacqueline Louis David's The Coronation of Napoleon. I opened my phone app to double check my location, only to be bumped by someone from a large tour group. Who bumped me? Excuse me, pardon? They smiled cheaply and responded in kind, Swiss by their accent. Continuing onward, I found the coronation. It was so large, I thought I could step through it into another world. It takes up the whole wall. Did you know it's the second largest painting in the Louvre? Oh, is he talking to me? He looks like a big, tall, handsome cheese Danish. He spoke French like a native. His outfit, finished with a long beige overcoat, suggested wealth and class. He looks like a man out of time, as if he stepped out of one of those paintings. The smartly dressed gentleman turned on his leather Oxfords and drew close, peering at me. Can I help you? Or, pardon, monsieur. I feel so happy. Took 3 years of French in my high school, so I can speak a little bit, but yet I didn't remember what the Louvre was. Once again, thank you, Miraculous Ladybug. I wasn't an object to this museum to be examined. Pardon me. Then the gentleman uncurled his hand so I could see what he held. Don't let it be no bond, for heaven's sakes. I knew it. This earring belongs to you. Oh, when did I lose it? I touched my ears. One of my studs were missing. I believe it was when that patron bumped into you. Thief! I happened to spot it as it fell. I was looking for the chance to return it to you. Thank you very much. My bow was insequential. When I looked back up, I caught his eyes. The color of spun gold. I'd never seen anything like them. It's a shame there's no mirror here to help you put it back on. Would you like to help me? I'm sure there's a restroom nearby. Shall I help you restore it to its proper place? That way you won't lose it again. I had accepted the intimate offer before I realized what I was doing. It wasn't just his eyes. Had his old world noble manner enchanted me? If you would hold still, mademoiselle. The gentleman brushed my hair back with fingers that could have belonged to one of the graceful sculptures around me. I knew we're in Paris, but this is too obnoxious an act to be coming from a stranger. That's a lovely fragrance. You guys don't see it, but I'm blushing right now. Oh God. Thank you. I got that perfume here in Paris. Oh, but I wasn't referring to your perfume. What? His voice was soft and rich, yet I couldn't place his accent. It was like a mirage of 100 different lands. A mirage of 100 different lands, oh God. There, I believe your earring is secured. The gentleman stepped away with a perfectly natural smile. Whatever spell I imagined myself to be under was broken. My rogue earring is certain to behave itself now. Thank you. Not at all. It was thanks to the earring that I was granted the good fortune to meet you. Bon voyage. The gentleman left me, heading down the gallery towards the Mona Lisa, I assumed. I was completely swept away by his charm. His tailored three-piece suit was a modern, but he wore like a turn-of-the-century prince. Or a vampire from a gothic romance novel. Well, ain't that the shit? I can't believe I just thought that. Fending off further facial notions, I checked my cell phone. It's been an hour and a half. Where did the time go? I guess I should rethink my article. I should at least see the Mona Lisa while I'm here. That can be my last stop. I hurried down the same corridor the gentleman had taken. This door. Is this some kind of exhibit? The wood was old and intricately carved. It could have been a work of art itself. I don't think this was on the map. What's behind it? Maybe a staff room? But there are no signs, no stanchions cornering it off, and I stood partly open. I could see through the gap. There were clocks, vases, and paintings inside. It could be a new exhibit, or an old one. The hallway smelled of time forgotten. My hand was already on the door handle. So, we see a door that's old, rickety, and smells like it already came from the 18th century from Back to the Future. And we can go open it? Yeah, okay. I'll just see what's in here. Maybe even write about the hidden treasures of the Louvre. Or we can get killed sticking our nose into business that doesn't concern us. Unlike the rest of the museum, this hallway was narrow, barely wide enough for two people. The exhibits had no labels, no descriptions of any kind. I think I'd wandered into a storage area, but instead of turning around, I found myself drawn further in. It was like I was in a dream. My feet were moving without me, walking toward a light at the end of the long, long hallway. Is that the exit? I began to run, running just so I could get out of this place. A force took hold of me before I reached the light. I gasped, fought, and broke free. The light flared, enveloping everything. I squeezed my eyes shut. It didn't help. I kept them shut tight until the light returned to normal. When I opened them, where are we? It was a different hallway. Impossible. These hallways can't be connected, but they have to be, don't they? Bedroom doors on one side, windows on the other. It looked like a private mansion. It's bright because of the chandeliers, but strangely, it feels like night. I pushed aside a floor-length crimson curtain. Innumerable stars fleck the midnight blue sky like pink flecks on a canvas, a portrait of a laughing crescent moon. How could it be night? What time is it? I pulled out my cell phone. 2:20 p.m. exactly. That can't be. I checked my cell phone again. 2:21. Then the window. Clouds passed over the moon. There's an explanation for this. There has to be. My head was spinning. I took a deep breath to calm myself. It helped a little. I'll retrace my steps. That's it. But when I turned around, everything was white. My world was gone. If I thought my head was spinning before. What's going on? A rush of air. Someone was behind me. It was a shadow. It grabbed me by the arm and enveloped me like a dark embrace. Let go! I fought the shadow's hold, but nothing I did could budge it. Fingers slid down my neck. Oh my. Pushed my hair aside. Oh my. And stopped at my throat. Oh yes! Let me have a drink. Depends. You buy me coffee first? I was back in the hallway, alone, standing exactly where I'd been a second ago. Was any of that real? Just a waking dream. My pulse was racing. I wanted out of this place, back to the museum, back to my hotel, back to Japan. The door. Turning around, I saw to myself the relief the same door I entered in the Louvre. Oh, thank God. I placed my hand upon the cold handle and pulled. Nothing. I pushed. Nothing. Come on, open! I put my shoulder into it. Nothing. No matter what I did, it wouldn't move. Who's there? He spoke to me in French, albeit with a thick accent, not quite Italian. Something about his mien recalled my nightmare to me, but there wasn't anything frightening about him. Pardon, do you know how to open this door? I'm trying to get back to the museum. That's exactly what I did. I came through the hallway, the one with all the antiques. He took stock of me. He didn't seem to doubt my story, only his eyes. What am I? From down the hall, I heard the soft click of the heels of fine Oxford shoes. Could that be the gentleman I met? I hope so. I could use a familiar face right now, and more help getting this door to open. Excuse me. The dark-haired man clapped a hand over my mouth and swept me into his arms. What is he doing? He pulled me behind the long curtains, hiding us, his back flat against the wall. It was nice knowing everybody. Is he hiding me or himself? I trembled in his arms, but he held me gently. I still don't know what's going on here, but he's not lying to me. I nodded, and he uncovered my mouth. Where are we hiding from? The man coming down the hallway? Why? After a moment, the dark-haired man spoke. Who's gone? He was right. I couldn't hear the echoes of footsteps anymore. We stepped out from the curtain. He took my hand, his grip firm, and began walking. Escape. What exactly is this place that I need to escape from? What happens here? I would be lying if I said I wasn't afraid. Oh, okay. There was one thing in this mansion I was afraid of. Him. He's done nothing but try to help me. I held his hand tight. If someone could get me out of this, I thought, it would be him. So much for being secret. The door ahead of us opened and a man stepped out. He struck a casual pose, stuffing his hands in his pockets. My savior clicked his tongue. I knew what that sound implied. We've been caught. He blocked off our exit in the smoothest of fashions, and his eyes fastened to me with obvious fascination. Scrumptious, am I? He's British. We automatically assumed his nationality just because he said scrumptious. Bye down. We're assuming nationalities all up in this bitch. He's also a rotten flirt. I could see that. He ran his tongue over his lips in a very purposeful gesture. It had to be you. My savior imposed himself between me and the colorful flirt. Elsewhere in the mansion, the gentleman from Paris settled into a chair in his private suite, his gaze into the candle lantern as if we were but a window. Sebastian? What? The butler Sebastian finished setting tea for the gentleman and stood attentively. We have an unexpected guest. I want to be sure she receives our best hospitality. See, there is a place set for her at the banquet. As you wish. Why do you want to help her escape? Let's bring her to the banquet. That's not for me or you. Don't be so snugly. Who's going to complain if we add a little color to that drab table? They're having a banquet? And he called this place a mansion. What mansion is connected to the Louvre? I had more questions and zero answers. A man dressed in a butler's garb entered the hallway. When I didn't move, he fixed his eyes on me. Okay. Me? I don't belong here. I'm not planning on staying for supper. But the Lord of the Manor is awaiting you. The Lord of the Manor? This is really someone's house? How does he know I'm here? You can ask him yourself at supper. I'm getting no answers until then? Or will you refuse his invitation after so rudely invading his house? But I didn't. I wanted to tell him it was an accident, yet I knew that would just be an excuse. I apparently trespassed onto some noble lord's property. If nothing else made sense, the butler's reasoning did. The lord of this manor can tell me how to get back to the Louvre. The best thing to do is to be polite until then. The butler sensed my What is with these words? Oh my god. You know, it never happened. Allow me to escort you. I followed the butler closely, mentally mapping the route we took, just in case the other two men followed behind me. I can't just run about the place trying doors. That's what got me here. I contemplated my guide. He wore a crisp uniform with spotless white gloves. He's fastidious. No nonsense. His master wanted me to dine with him and sent this one to make sure I did. As we walked, I heard the dainty, frolicking keys of a piano. The melody grew louder as we approached the door. Sounds like Wolfie's in a sprightly mood. Wolfie? Is that the one who's playing the piano? The butler stopped at the door, braced himself for a trial, and rapped 3 times. Pardon me. Ahem. I know that you are in there. Come join us in the dining room. The piano stopped, cut short. The door opened, revealing a man who remained firmly entranced on the other side. Jeez, it's nice to meet you too. It is time for the banquet. The pianist, whose curt voice carried a faint Australian accent, sighed as if he'd been rudely awakened from a beautiful dream. He's gorgeous. And he is! Damn! He stood unmoving, as if the flickering light of the chandeliers were the only life in him. Silvery white hair laced across the velvet eyes that narrowed unhappily when they landed on me. My fault. I don't know why I'm here. I'm supposed to be at the museum. I mean, I would if I could. Everyone's food. Food. I must have misheard him. He slipped past me, bending slightly to avoid touching me. This one wasn't interested in clearing up any misunderstandings. He took the staircase down, his cold voice hanging like notes in the air around us. We followed him. Another figure awaited us at the bottom of the stairs. I knew his voice, which belonged to many countries and none. It's you! So it looks like that I have stumbled upon this mansion filled with hot vampire dudes. Thank you, God, so much. Now, I do not know how many guys are in this mansion. So far, this app actually looks really, really cool. The artwork is absolutely amazing and I love the music. But guys, that's all it for today. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Sayonara.